Welcome to the Cavalier Sports Report. I'm your host, Kel Dansby, and today I have the privilege of being here with Hall of Fame coach from Johnson County, Sonny Maynard. Thanks for joining us today, Coach.
Thank you.
Straight off of the softball field, coming out here and joining us, what still drives you to play the sport that you coached for so long?
Well, I want to stay physically fit and stay active, and I found out that this is one of the best ways to do that. Since I have guys with similar skills, I mean, that are over the hill and at our age and that are still playing. So this gives me an opportunity and the camaraderie of relating to these players who are still playing.
What are some of your fondest memories of coaching here back in the 80s and even before that? Here at Johnson County, what are some of your fondest memories of coaching that baseball team?
Well, one of my fondest memories was the 1974 team when we went all the way to the Region 6 finals. And at that time, you didn't go, well, we won the Region 6 finals against Colby Junior College. And we had to go at that time and play in the Midwest District, what they call the Midwest District. It was played in St. Louis, where there would be other teams that you'd have to play in order to go to the National Junior College Athletic Association tournament. So one of the things, we were kind of an underdog team. We had finished the season, we were 33-7 for the year, and our first game in the Central District was against a team from Oklahoma who was ranked in the top 10. And our athletic director at the time, Orville Gregory, had said, well, you know, we don't stand much of a chance against those guys. They're pretty good. And so he made hotel reservations, and with the Holiday Inn at that period of time, the athletic director did all of the arrangements for rooms and so forth. And he talked to the Holiday Inn, and they said, well, we only have reservations for one night. You know, if you win and keep winning, you'd have to move out and go to another motel. And he said, oh, well, that's all right. They'll probably lose. They're playing one of the top teams the first day, so we'll just book them for the one. So he did. He booked us for the one game, and we ended up playing Connors and beating Connors, Oklahoma. And to make a long story short, we went all the way to the Central District Finals and played Merrimack in the finals, and we lost by one run. I think it was 9-8 on a sacrifice fly. Wow. And Merrimack goes all the way the rest of the season in the national tournament, never loses another game, and they win. They win the national championship.
That's incredible. So
that I'll never forget that, and not just the game and what transpired, but the players that represented Johnson County Community College. There were several rain dates during that period of time when we were in the Central District in St. Louis, and it rained for about 2 or 3 days, and the athletic director said, well, we're going to have to have them come back home and then drive back and forth, you know, because the college is spending too much money. And the Dean of Services said, well, you know, if we can afford to have a baseball team and be in a national tournament, then you know, we're going to pay the price. So we stayed and moved to another motel, and we were there and all the way to the championship game. So I will never remember that. That's probably a highlight.
Another great season, 1985, most wins in school history. I think they have it down online at 48 wins for the men's baseball team. It's probably your last year of coaching the team, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think it was 1984.
1984. And most wins still stands today. What made that team so successful and special for you and for the school?
I think the players that were on that team, I can't remember all the names at this time, but I knew that they were great players, great hitters. I mean, we just, I think during that span, I think we won maybe 28 games in a row or something like that. And we were just unbeatable, but mostly we did it with our hitting. And the guys, we just had excellent teamwork and camaraderie. The guys got along well together, and just outstanding individuals. And they were good students as well.
And that's something that's definitely key, and that kind of still lives on. When I talk to anyone about you, they said that you really built the student athlete and kind of set the bar here at Johnson County for that.
Well, I felt then, as the coaches feel now, that you can't play baseball the rest of your life probably, and so you need something else to fall back on. So as long as you're going to be in school, you might as well make it worthwhile while you're there.
Definitely, definitely. So moving on to '92, I believe it was, Hall of Fame, you get inducted. What was that like finding out about being in the Hall of Fame and just kind of being recognized by your peers?
Well, I was just surprised, when you look at all of the other outstanding coaches and people who've been here at the college and their contributions, and then to feel that or to think that someone could select me to enter the first Hall of Fame along with Orville Gregory was just I could not visualize having that opportunity, and it was a thrill, very, very big thrill.
And during your journeys here, to kind of go back again, you started coaching the women's basketball team, and for 2 seasons. How was that transition from going from the men's baseball team and being kind of so accomplished in men's baseball and having to turn around and coach the women's team? What was some of the things you remember about that transition?
Well, the thing that I remember was, first of all, it's a challenge and an opportunity, and I had never coached women's basketball before, and I felt that it was just a challenge and an opportunity, having to deal with women, which are the athletic director kept telling me, said, well, they're no different than men. You treat them the same, and in a lot of respects that's true, but then in other respects it isn't. I mean, different personalities and things like that, but we recruited some good players, and the first year I think we won 20-plus games, and we won the I'm trying to think whether it was the
was it the Jayhawk Conference at that time?
Conference, I think, and everything. But we did not have the scholarships that you have now, and that made it a little bit different.
And I'm not sure if you're aware, but that record, I believe it was 26, 27 games that you won that season, was just broken this year.
Oh, yeah.
By the women's team.
Oh, I tell you what, the women's team, I've watched them through the papers and the media and everything, and they're just fantastic. The coach has really done an outstanding job of getting good players and really coaching them up, and they're just tremendous, just tremendous.
And with you leaving such a great legacy here at Johnson County, what do you hope to see going forward from the university? Like, where do you see it progressing? Where do you see the college going from here out? What are your hopes for the college?
Well, I think that they're already there. They're competing in basketball. Both men and women are just outstanding jobs, and they're winning games. They're winning championships, and my hope is that they can continue at the level that they're now competing. And every once in a while, things happen a certain way, and you get certain players, and they win another championship, and which they've done in the past. But I think if they can maintain the level that they are now, and in all of the sports, baseball, basketball, golf, tennis. I mean, volleyball. I don't track. I mean, you can just go right down the line, and all of these sports are just doing tremendous jobs. And I think probably it starts with the athletic director. Carl Heinrich has done a fantastic job. You look at his records and the coaches that he's brought in and what they've done, and if they can maintain that level that they're now, I don't think anyone could ask for anything more. The only thing that might be a plus, some of the things that we never had when I was here, was, and I know this may not be feasible or hasn't been feasible, but dormitories. For athletes, I know that back in when I was coaching, that was one of the problems that we had, was that you try to recruit, and then the guy said, well, where am I going to stay, and it's, well, it's not very cheap. It's not very cheap to stay in apartments in Johnson County, and then if you do, where are they? But this is a problem area, I think, that if something could be done to make that better, then I think that we would be on the same level with some of the other Jayhawk JUCO conference schools and other independent schools who have dormitories and can house their students there.
Definitely. And I think the success that we have today here at Johnson County, and talking with plenty of coaches that sit in that chair, a lot of it's attributed to what you did back when you coached here. So the legacy and what you set this school up for is definitely shown and seen around campus.
Well, thank you. You're very kind.
Oh, thank you for joining us today. Everyone out there, thank you guys for joining us today. You can check out the rest of the Cavalier Sports Reports on the Johnson County Athletics YouTube page. I'm your host, Kel Dansby. Till next time. Coach,
thank you
for joining us today.